Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your Raw and Superstars results. Superstar spoilers, that is. The Rock has the following update on his new Jumanji movie that he's working on. Yo! Lots of positive chatter now on something I should have clarified months ago when we announced that we were making Jumanji. This new movie will not be a remake or reboot of the original. It will be a continuation of the awesome Jumanji adventure 20 years later. As a producer on the movie and someone who loves the original, you have my word, we'll honor the legend of Alan Parrish and properly introduce a new generation to the fun and crazy Jumanji universe that so many of us loved and grew up on. Our director Jake Kasdan and lead producer Matt Tallmack are focused and ready to go. They also have no effing idea what they've got themselves into by hiring me, Kevin Hart, and Jack Black, aka the Cray Cray triplets, as the stars of this movie. Shooting begins in 4 weeks. On a personal note, it's such a cool thing for me to bring a production of this movie to Hawaii. The positive ripple effect it has on local business and families in terms of creating jobs and additional income makes me very happy. I grew up on the island through hard times and good times, so it means a lot to this local boy. Hell, I used to steal a Snicker candy bar every day. That Snicker bar. After all these years. He grew up on the island, so he used to steal a Snicker candy bar every day from 7-Eleven when I walked to the gym as my pre-workout meal, and when I was 14, because I was too broke to buy one. When I return to Hawaii, I will go back to the 7-Eleven on Kapi'olani Boulevard and finally buy that Snicker bar after all these years. Then I'll proceed to my psychiatric therapy session because clearly I'm still messed up over that broke time in my life. Hashtag Jumanji, hashtag Hawaii, hashtag Sony Pictures, hashtag stickers for the whole crew. And go to Instagram.com, The Rock, to see some actual pictures. Bubba Ray, a.k.a. Mark LaMonaco, and Devon Dudley, a.k.a. Devon Hughes, finished their run with WWE on Monday night, according to Mike Johnson of PW Insider. And they did the storyline, not just the storyline, on Monday Night Raw. The news is surprising, given that Johnson had previously reported that the duo agreed to terms to a new deal last month. However, he noted in the story that the new deals were not officially executed, and the two sides amicably agreed to part ways. Wasn't happy. Dark match wasn't won. Superstars spoilers. Jack Swagger defeated Jinder Mahal. Goldust and R-Truth defeated Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel. And there was a second report, thanks to Don Murphy, who attended Monday's Raw in Brooklyn, posted the Barclays Center for Superstar spoilers. Jack Swagger over Jinder Mahal by submission. R-Truth and Goldust over Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas, who were not as the social outcast gimmicks. Thanks to Mike Tedesco of WrestleView.com. I looked for the YouTube videos of the live show. Well, there was some sort of pre-show, but as soon as the show started, not. I went to several different websites, did not find it. Had to go to a new website to find the thing that was actually playing USA Network. But I didn't catch it till like 45 minutes into the show. Then Now Forever video leads us into the show. Video package open highlight with the Universal Championship match last night from SummerSlam between Seth Rollins and Finn Balor to crown a new first ever champion. Well, Balor was able to overcome Rollins to win the WWE World title in his WWE pay-per-view debut. Raw intro hits. We go live inside the sold-out Barclays Center in Brooklyn, where the display of pyro goes off. Michael Coleslaw says, and his first welcome up to the show. Well, Coleslaw, Byron Saxon, Corey Graves talk about Finn Balor suffering a dislocated shoulder at SummerSlam. They talk about Balor waking up in pain and undergoing MRI on Monday morning. Balor will require surgery for a torn labrum and will be out of action for 6 months. Foley and Stephanie Mann are in the ring introducing the first ever Universal Champion. Finn Balor. Balor walks out with his arm in a sling and his newly on Universal Championship over his shoulder. Other shoulder, I should say. Balor grabs a mic as the crowd is in Brooklyn starts a loud "You deserve it" chant. This championship represents a lifetime of sacrifice, said Balor. It also represents that if you believe in yourself and you can achieve absolutely anything. Balor talks about achieving the impossible by becoming the WWE Universal Champion at SummerSlam. He adds the sacrifice was made in doing so. Balor wants to thank the WWE Universe, the talent in the back, and Seth Rollins for giving me the match of my life. He said the most importantly wants to thank all the fans. And now thank you, Finn. Chant breaks out from the crowd. Balor said it is him who should be thanking the fans. But for now, I have to relinquish this title. The crowd starts up a loud no chant at Balor. He said he is coming back for this title when he is healthy and ready to go. Mick Foley walks over and removes the Universal Championship off his shoulder. Foley gives Balor a hug and raises his arm in the air. The good arm. Balor exits the ring, takes one last look back at the fans in attendance when the music of Seth Rollins hits. Rollins walks out smiling and staring down at Balor. Rollins heads down the ramp with a big grin on his face. He grabs the mic. What a shame, what a pity, says Rollins. Rollins points up at Balor, who is still on the stage, and says now we know who the real winner was at SummerSlam last night. He thinks tonight should be a celebration and points out how he's been part of some fabulous championship celebrations with Stephanie. Rollins points out how Stephanie is here, Foley is here, and the new WWE Universal Champion is here. He suggests we have a championship celebration right here and right now. Sami Zayn music hits to interrupt. Big reaction from Sami in Brooklyn. Zayn gets inside the ring across from Rollins when Chris Jericho's music hits. Jericho starts begging to Stephanie. Here comes Kevin Owens. Owens enters the ring and gets in the face of Zayn briefly. Owens walks up to Foley and Stephanie and starts yelling. Enzo Amore and Big Cass are on their way out to a big reaction from the Brooklyn crowd. Here comes Roman Reigns. Very loud and mixed reaction for Roman tonight. Monday night. Foley says everyone in this ring is deserving of a championship match. He proposes a series of matches accumulating next week to crown a new WWE Universal Champion. Stephanie announces we are starting tonight, immediately with Sami Zayn versus Seth Rollins. Owens distracts Zayn and allows Rollins to attack Zayn right away. Commercial break. First championship series match. Seth Rollins versus Sami Zayn. We return live as Zayn is landing a series of chops on Rollins. Rollins catches Zayn with a kick and eats a shoulder from Zayn on the ring apron. Zayn with a head scissor takedown on Rollins, and Rollins bails. Rollins avoids a shot from Zayn over the top rope. Rollins pulls Zayn out and tries to powerbomb Zayn into the ring barricade. Zayn blocks it and catches Rollins with a springboard moonsault off the barricade. Back inside the ring, Rollins catches Zayn with a quick super kick. Rollins launches Zayn to the corner. Zayn with a clothesline. Or a couple of clotheslines. Zayn lands on his ankle awkwardly after jumping off the bottom rope and over Rollins. Zayn takes a breather in the corner and the referee keeps Rollins back. Zayn tells the referee he is okay Rollins charges and Zayn dumps him over the top rope. Zayn then flips over the top rope and takes Rollins outside. Zayn is favoring his ankle. The same one, supposedly injured a little bit last night. At the pay-per-view, back inside, Rollins catches Zayn with a flying knee. Zayn rolls out of the ring favoring his ankle some more. Commercial break. Back live again. Rollins catches Zayn with a drop kick after Zayn attempted a blue thunder bomb. Rollins with a chop to Zayn in the corner. Rollins is now up top with Zayn. Zayn headbutts Rollins away. Rollins is back up with Zayn. As he fell off, came back up. Zayn fights him off with a series of forearm shots. Zayn with a sunset flip on Rollins off the top turnbuckle. Zayn gets a close 2 count. Zayn counters a pedigree into a roll-up for another close 2 count. Zayn with an exploder suplex on Rollins in the corner. Rollins with a running high knee. That's still selling another move for Triple H, which cuts off Zayn. Rollins chops away at the ankle of Zayn and then puts a boot to the face. Rollins with an ankle lock on Zayn. Zayn attempts a Michinoku driver. Rollins counters and hits the pedigree for the win. Highlights of Brock Lesnar's TKO finish of Randy Orton was teased. Commercial break. Photo highlights of SummerSlam was shown. Universal Championship match. Kevin Owens versus Neville. Owens with an early pop-up powerbomb attempt. Neville countered with a series of body kicks and then dumped Owen over the top rope. Neville with a drop kick to the face of Owens off the ring apron. Neville with a 450 splash on Owens off the ring apron to the floor. Owens is tossed back in. Owens rolls out to the other side. Neville leaped over the top rope and catches Owens on the outside. Chris Jericho walks down the ramp, distracting Neville. Owens out of nowhere with a clothesline, leveling Neville. Commercial break. Back live. Owens with elbows to Neville in the corner. Neville falls down and Owens misses a cannonball attempt. Neville with a release German suplex on Owens. Owens misses a frog splash on Neville. Neville is now up top and connects with a spinning corkscrew moonsault off the second rope and gets a close 2 count. Cole said that they have breaking news from Mick Foley that will be revealed following the conclusion of this match. Neville with a German suplex into a bridge for another 2 count. Neville misses a shot off the top. Owens with a super kick. Neville counters a pop-up powerbomb and connects him with a step-up kick to the head. Neville is going back up top. Neville jumps down and kicks Jericho in the face, who was yelling at him at ringside. Neville with a kick to the head of Owens. Owens trips up Neville on top rope. Neville gets Neville on the shoulders in a torture rack, throws Neville down in the neck breaker. Owens hooks the leg and gets the pinfall. Michael Cole reveals that a fatal 4-way match has been set by Raw GM Mick Foley that will feature Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, and 2 more spots to be filled later on in the evening. The winner will become the new Universal Champion. Big Cass versus Rusev and Roman Reigns versus Chris Jericho are the remaining matches. WWE Tag Team Champions The New Day are headed to the ring next for a promo or a match. Tag Team Champions are on the way to the ring. Big E has a big bowl of bootios and is pouring it all over fans in the audience. Big E talks about being back. Kofi Kingston talks about New Day being WWE Tag Team Champions for 365 days, exactly 1 year. Kofi thanks the fans for being vocal during the good times and the bad times. Xavier picks up a pinata filled with bootios. Big E grabs a stick to begin the festivities. Well, that gets interrupted by Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. Gallows is calling them stupid. Anderson calls New Day stupid. Brooklyn, you're stupid. He questions that New Day is celebrating. What is New Day celebrating? Anderson brings up how New Day lost the match last night. Gallows said that they are owed a title rematch. Anderson calls Kofi the stupidest. He asks Kofi if he enjoyed the magic killer he received last night. Kofi tells Big E to defend him. Big E has nothing. Commercial break. Big E with New Day versus Carl Anderson with Luke Gallows. Back live, and Big E belly suplex on Anderson. Big E pushes Anderson to the corner. Anderson catches Big E with a drop kick to the knee and stomps away at Big E in the corner. Anderson drops a jumping knee over A jumping knee over the knee of Big E. Anderson again kicks out the back of Big E's knee. Gets a 2 count off of a pinfall attempt. Big E lifts up and launches Anderson over the top rope to the outside. Gallows with a big boot and an uppercut to Woods and Kofi on the outside. Back inside the ring, Anderson gets a knee up when Big E attempted to hit the spear through the ropes. Woods and Kofi drop Gallows off the ring apron. Trouble in Paradise by Kofi on Gallows. Big ending on Anderson inside the ring for the win. WWE teases that the Dudleys will say goodbye tonight. We didn't see a video of the Dudleys debuting in WWE back in September 2002. September 2nd, 1999. Commercial break. We're back live and Titus O'Neil has a mic. Titus is having a rough time in getting his words out about New Day being the WWE Tag Team Champions for a year. He said, "You may not remember that the primetime players were the champions a year ago." Titus said that turned out to be the best day of his life because he dropped the dead weight. That was Darren Young. He starts running down Bob Backlund, questioning how he can make Darren Young great again when Bob Backlund was never great to begin with. Titus blames Young for preventing him from accomplishing things in WWE. He calls out Young. We want Slater chant breaks out, interrupting Titus. Bob Backlund runs out and slides inside the ring. Titus throws Backlund to the corner. Backlund is going for the crossface chicken wing. Titus breaks free and drops Backlund with a quick scoop slam. Darren Young hits the ring and checks on Backlund, asking Titus what is wrong with him. Titus picks up Young and hits the Clash of Titus on him. And Titus yells down at Young. A look at Brock Lesnar's TKO finish of Randy Orton was up next. Commercial break video package runs with the highlights from Brock Lesnar and Randy Orton from the pay-per-view, SummerSlam. We also see Lesnar giving Shane McMahon an F5. Backstage, Tom Phillips is with Stephanie McMahon. Stephanie says repercussions will be coming for Lesnar as a result of his actions at SummerSlam. Lana is inside the ring and introduces the U.S. champion, Rusev. Another Championship Series match. Rusev versus Big Cass with Enzo in his corner. We'll get a promo from Big Cass and Enzo before the match. Cass says he is going to finish the job that Roman Reigns started last night. Bell rings and here we go. Ribs of Rusev are taped up with black tape. Cass dumps Rusev over the top rope with a quick clothesline and we head to a quick break. After the break, we see Rusev connected with a spinning heel kick on Cass. Rusev connects with a big kick to the head of Cass as well. Rusev with a chop block, taking out Cass. Rusev drops a series of elbows over Cass. Rusev misses a splash when Cass moves, and Rusev favors his ribs. Cass with right shoulder tackles and a splash in the corner. Rusev rolls out of the ring to avoid a big boot from Cass. Rusev with a kick to the back of the head of Enzo on the outside when the referee was distracted. Cass starts chasing down Rusev. Back inside the ring, Cass with a tackle on Rusev. Cass with another splash in the corner and throws right hands to the injured ribs of Rusev. Cass finds Rusev with a big scoop slam. Rusev rolls out again to avoid the elbow from Cass. Rusev catches Cass with a kick on the outside. Cass then sends Rusev's ribs first into the steel steps at ringside. Back inside the ring, Rusev catches Cass with a kick. Cass immediately responds with a big boot. Rusev rolls back. Referee starts the count. Rusev keeps backing up. Referee reaches the 10 count. Winner of the match, Big Cass. And advances to the final Fatal 4-Way. Backstage, Tom Phillips is back with Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho. Tom asks what happens if Jericho defeats Roman Reigns. Later tonight, they have to take part in the Fatal 4-Way. Jericho calls that a stupid question and says, of course, he will win tonight and next week. Jericho and Owens argue over who will win the Fatal 4-Way. I'm going to win. I'm going to win. I'm going to win. I'm going to win. New U.S. Champion Charlotte and Dana Brooke were up next. After commercial break, new champion Charlotte speaks. New WWE Women's Champion and Dana Brooke are on the way to the ring. Dana starts a "You Deserve" chant for Charlotte. Charlotte said, "Damn right I deserve it." She calls herself the greatest female athlete in the world. Charlotte says forget about Serena Williams, Simone Biles, and mostly importantly, Sasha Banks. She talks about exposing Banks as being all flesh and no cash. Charlotte said that she is the money of this women's division. She puts herself over as two-time WWE Women's Champion. I didn't need my father. I didn't need Dana. And I did it all by myself. Charlotte said Sasha's back injury proved she doesn't have what it takes to carry this women's division. She said Sasha is never coming after her title again. Charlotte tells Banks never to come back again. She says that the Queen is taking back her throne and goes to leave when Mick Foley interrupts. Foley wants to congratulate Charlotte for raising the bar with Sasha Banks. He informs Charlotte that Banks will be granted a rematch for the WWE Women's Championship. Charlotte says she will break the back of Banks again. She asks Foley for the night off and doesn't think that anyone else is worthy in the back. Foley says, not so fast. He said some aspects of this job are hard, like making Finn Balor give up his title. Foley says other parts bring him joy. He informed Charlotte that they have just signed the hottest free agent. Former NXT champion Bayley walks out to a huge ovation. Bayley grabs the mic and can't believe that this is really happening. A loud, "You deserve it" chant starts up for Bayley. Bayley says she's been waiting for this moment her entire life. She thanks Foley for the opportunity and wants to seal the deal with a hug from Foley. Foley and Bayley hug. Charlotte said there is a reason Bayley got left behind in the women's revolution. Bayley says she would never disrespect Charlotte, but will challenge her for her title. The crowd of Brooklyn start up a loud yes chant. Charlotte calls for her sweet Bayley and says she needs to get in line and earn a shot at the best. Charlotte said she isn't dressed to compete tonight and suggests Dana Brooke take on Bayley tonight. Foley books it. So we got Bayley versus Dana. Charlotte in the corner. Returning live as Bayley gets a quick headlock takedown on Dana. Bayley with a drop toe hold on Dana and then rides on top of her. Bayley eats an elbow from Dana. Dana sends Bayley into the corner a few times. Bayley fires back up and does the same to Dana repeatedly. Bayley with a springboard arm drag. Bayley teased attacking Charlotte from the apron. This allowed Dana to get a big kick that sent Bayley to the outside. Dana with a baseball slide that launched Bayley back. Dana then threw Bayley back first into the ring barricade. Tosses her back inside the ring and applies the submission to keep her grounded. Dana with a big right hand over Bayley. Bayley with a shoulder to the ribs of Dana in the corner. Hits a corner splash. Tosses Dana aside. Goes to the second rope. Connects with a spinning elbow. Bayley connected with her Bayley to belly and gets a pinfall on Dana. After the match, Bayley looked down at Charlotte and smiles. Backstage, Tom Phillips talks with Roman Reigns about comments by Chris Jericho. Reigns says he plans to shut the mouth of Jericho tonight. Commercial break. Rich Swann, Noam Dar, Brian Kendrick, and TJ Perkins from Cruiserweight Classic are profiled. Cruiserweights arrive on Raw beginning on September 19th. Highlights of the first match between Cesaro and Sheamus in the Best of 7 series at SummerSlam from last night was shown. Sheamus won the first match. Backstage, Sheamus takes a shot at New York sports teams and says, unlike them, he will be a winner. Braun Strowman versus Johnny Knockout. Before the match, Johnny Knockout told Brian Saxon that he likes him. Likes big, sweaty men. Knockout with a few shots to Strowman in the corner. Strowman levels Knockout with a clothesline and then a big forearm to the back. Strowman tossed Knockout in the corner and then hits a big corner splash. Strowman with a reverse chokeslam and gets a pinfall. After the match, Strowman picked up Johnny Knockout, puts him on the shoulders, then drives him down on the mat face first. Strowman yells at the referee to count it. The referee says he isn't going to count it. Strowman yells at him to count. The referee counts the second unofficial pinfall. Strowman starts yelling at the crowd. Then we see footage of the Dudley Boys returning to WWE last year. Commercial break. Dudley Boys say goodbye. Bubba Ray Dudley and D1 walk out on stage and head to the ring. Bubba grabs the mic as the crowd in Brooklyn start up the ECW chant. He says he doesn't get very emotional, but tonight may be different. Bubba talks about returning to WWE 1 year ago in the same city in the same building. He said it has been a hell of a year. Bubba said they always knew the fans respected him or them. Devon grabs the mic. A loud testify chant starts up. He calls it one hell of a career going up and down the highways with Bubba. Devon talks about creating legendary matches like the TLC match and how it is considered one of the greatest matches of all time. He name dropped Edge and Christian and the Hardy Boys. A loud delete chant started up. Of course, Matt Hardy, delete. Primo says this is getting embarrassing tonight as he interrupts. He said it is about time they leave and calls them washed up. And we want tables chant starts up. Epico is trying to talk and is getting drowned out by the chant. He has a going away present for the Dudleys. They bought him a pair of economy airline tickets to beautiful Puerto Rico. Primo pities the people that have to sit next to them. Epico jokes about how much food the Dudleys will enjoy. Bubba and Devon level Primo and Epico immediately. 3D on Epico. Bubba plants Primo with a scoop slam. Lifts up the legs of Primo and Devon drops a headbutt from the top rope. What's up, Sal? Bubba has the crowd lead a loud get the table chant. Devon grabs the table from under the ring. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson hit the ring and start attacking Bubba and Devon. Gallows is beating down Bubba with right hands and Anderson launching Devon into the steel steps at ringside. Magic Killer on Bubba on the outside. Devon tries to fight back and gets overwhelmed. Back inside the ring, Gallows and Anderson hit the Magic Killer through the table on Devon. With Devon. Roman Reigns versus Jericho is up next. After commercial break, they lock up and Reigns connects with a shoulder tackle early on. Jericho slaps Reigns. Reigns catches Jericho with an elbow and clothesline combo. Reigns with a clothesline to Jericho in the corner. Jericho with a high elbow. But Reigns responds with a right hand. Brooklyn starts up a "You Can't Wrestle" chant on Reigns. Jericho tosses Reigns outside. Good time for a commercial break. Back live, Jericho dropping Reigns and firing up the crowd in Brooklyn. Jericho stands on the long hair of Reigns and pulls up on his attire. Reigns with a right hand. Fans are booing for his comeback. Jericho with a drop kick and loud cheers. Reigns with more rights. Jericho with a boot to Reigns from the corner. Jericho attempts a bulldog and Reigns pushes off, forcing Jericho to cross himself in the corner. Reigns with clothesline and then connects with a jumping clothesline. Reigns with a clothesline shot on Jericho in the corner. Reigns drops Jericho with a quick uppercut shot. Jericho avoids the Superman punch and gets Reigns down on the walls. Jericho. Reigns spins out. Jericho with a kick to the head, hooks the leg, and Reigns kicks out. Jericho with straight rights to Reigns. The drop kick to Jericho. Back inside. Reigns has Jericho up, and Jericho counters. Jericho catches Reigns with an elbow to the face. Reigns gets the knees up during a linesaw attempt. Reigns with a Superman punch on Jericho. Jericho kicks out. Reigns is fired up in the corner. Charges, and Jericho catches him with a boot. Reigns counters the code breaker and connects with a sit-down powerbomb on Jericho for a close 2 count. Kevin Owens runs down the ramp to distract Reigns. Reigns nails a shot on Owens. Jericho rolls up Reigns for a close 2 count. Reigns with a Superman punch on Jericho. Jericho counters a spear attempt. Gets Walls Jericho locked in. Reigns is trying to power out. Reigns is jacking himself and gets to the bottom rope to break up the submission. Cheap shot by Owens. Code breaker on Reigns. Jericho hooks the leg and Reigns kicks out. Jericho with repeated slaps to Reigns. Reigns is on his feet and throws some slaps at Jericho. Superman punch to Owens, who jumped on the ring apron. Reigns rolls through a pinfall attempt. Reigns catches Jericho with a spear, hooked her leg, and got pinfall. So it's now Seth Rollins versus Kevin Owens versus Big Cass versus Roman Reigns, paid a full way for next week to crown a new Universal Champion. The show comes to a close with Reigns celebrating his win. Well, WWE posted videos of Dudley's leaving the ring. here from the commercial break on Raw, teasing it as perhaps the last time. Bubba Ray Dudley posted on Twitter on Monday night following the Dudley's goodbye segment on Raw. At Bubba Ray Dudley says, our work here is done. Thank you to at WWE, at WWE Universe, and the boys. Was our pleasure to see all of you again. See you down the road. #Raw. Wrestling Observer reports that there was a big backstage altercation between Brock Lesnar and Chris Jericho at the end of SummerSlam. The site said that according to multiple sources, Jericho came to the gorilla position at the end of the main event, in which Lesnar bloodied Randy Orton and asked producer Michael Hayes if that was planned finish. Well, when Hayes didn't respond, Jericho reportedly said, "That's BS," just as Lesnar was returning backstage. Lesnar apparently misinterpreted the comment as referring to the match itself, and according to the separate sources, either called Jericho a P-word or told him to shut up and mind his own business. The two went face-to-face and began to have words, during which Lesnar pushed Jericho with his fingers, and Jericho responded by going forehead to forehead. One version of the story said that Lesnar pushed Jericho against the wall. Either way, the two ended up tangled against the wall, and Lesnar told Jericho to punch him or kiss him. Triple H jumped in at that point and broke things up, only to have them go at it again. Vince McMahon then got between them. Eventually, that broke up the whole melee. But Jericho was yelling about Lesnar, and McMahon said it was all a work and to be professional. Triple H told McMahon that Lesnar started to fight, and Jericho was standing up for himself and was just basically checking on Orton. Jericho got angry when he saw Orton's condition, as he was concerned for his health. Orton assured Jericho that he knew what was planned. And that concludes nothing. I did not get any results for the Dark Match main event. Thanks again. Peace out to one more man. If you don't know, just call me, brothers and sisters.